the Focused Warrior podcast. John, Aaron, usual time, epic. Actually joined a few minutes early just because. What's up, my brother?
Yes, stud, we're here. Man, I'm really looking forward to this conversation, brother. I'm really
Me
looking
too,
forward to
man.
it.
We always
So,
tune it up, don't we?
uh, yes, we have lit the fuse before we hit record, and so now we're here, guys. Thank you. I appreciate you all being here, listening to this conversation. John, we were off talking offline, and we're going to bring it online a little bit about like the clarity that you are now starting to see, feel in these last couple of weeks. And we're starting to see it like guys just have a look at his social media and have a look at how much it has changed. The I wouldn't say just the authenticity. I would just say the passion in hey, I've been where you are and I'm calling out on your shit because I've called out on my shit and now I'm owning and stepping up. So bro, like where did this come from?
Yeah, let me make it simple for you, Aaron. It was last weekend, bro. Last weekend, so I mean, as we know, there's peaks and valleys in every week, right? Last week, waking up late, not feeling my best.
Mm.
Uh, the week, prior to that was it was an off week. It didn't feel right. Everything was kind of lazy. Everything was kind of being skipped over. And consciously I knew that, right? It wasn't just oh, it snuck up on me. I knew. So getting the last Saturday and waking up and just having this guilt on myself, right? Because this is the thing, Aaron. Everybody thinks that they have this obligation to, whether it's work, whether it's, relationships, whatever it is. Dude, you just said it, Aaron. It starts with you. So before I can show up in this podcast, it starts with me.
Mm.
I've got to be ready for it. I've got to make sure that I'm doing all the things that I need to. So, bro, it started last weekend. I didn't like that feeling. So I challenged myself and I said, you know what? I need to call myself out on this. Forget calling everybody else out first, right? This is the thing, man. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody has an opinion on your life. Everybody has, what you should do, right? But I always go back to let me see if that person is really doing that. And that's how I know whether or not I can work with you. Because
Yeah.
if you're telling me you're doing it and you're not, you just lose a little bit of water on that, right? So for me, it was what can I do different than I did last weekend? Well, I challenged myself. I challenged myself to have a better week, and I did, right? I had a way better week, Aaron. Workouts were solid. They were every day. Woke up extra early this morning on purpose because I said I would. So the thing is, bro, is that why I was telling you this is because I truly believe there's levels to this game. And you don't just get it overnight, right? Imagine being and Aaron, go back to the 22-year-old Aaron. I'll go back to the 22-year-old John.
All right, this is going to be fun.
Think about this, man. Bro, were you in the headspace at 22 that you are today?
Fuck no.
None
Fuck
of
no.
us are, man.
Oh, who
None,
are?
no man out there has the same mentality from 30 years ago.
Yeah.
There's no way. You just don't. And so I think that's what sparked this conversation, Aaron, was I just think about the young men that are out there now, right? And even men our age and the middle-aged men, whatever you want to call it, right? We call out the men not to sit here and go, you should do this, right? Because that's the thing, Aaron, we're meeting everybody where they're at.
Mm.
But the truth is that we want to challenge your brain to go, there's levels to this. What level are you on right now? No different than a video game, dude. I'm not a video gamer at all, but I used to be when I was young. There
Yep.
was levels. Everything is a level. And so what do you think life is, man? You think you just wake up one morning, you're like, I could take care of a family, I can raise a family, I can go to work every day, and I could do this, and I could start a business, and I could do. It doesn't work like that, Aaron, because at 22, I wasn't thinking about starting my own business.
No.
I had just gotten a government job. I was in good shape. I was living my dream. I had my own apartment. I had my own car. I had everything that I wanted. At least that's what I thought. 22 years old, had it all figured out. Nope. That was just level one. You know what I
Dude,
mean?
100% agree. Like 22 years old for me. Let's go back. Um, yeah, just had my 21st. I think I'd lost my job. I had this pretty cool opportunity to become a contractor for a appliance repair center. So you're talking about I don't know what they've got in the States, but you're looking at this big home appliance center. I was the repair guy. Like I was literally, repairing all the stuff that they were selling. So I
Bro,
couldn't.
I can't even wrap my head around the fact I've known you. I can't even wrap my head around the fact you used to be an appliance repairman
Yeah,
at.
bro. Yeah.
And dude, you're a freaking fitness guy for 30 years, right? So this is obviously
Dude.
before you discovered fitness, right?
Yeah, look, I started going to the gym 18. I got my apprenticeship when I was 16. So I finished my
Okay,
apprenticeship,
okay,
so
okay.
like
Now
two and a
was
half.
now was alcohol in the mix here, Aaron?
Oh
Were you
yeah,
drinking?
yeah, 4 days a week.
Yeah.
Absolutely. As soon as you
Okay,
get paid.
okay.
Like from the age of 18 through to 22, 23, it was alcohol and drugs.
Yep.
And it was
Yep.
all about how much, you know what? Hey, I'm going to be crude. It was all about how much pussy could I get? Like literally, just be
Yep.
real. Like how much sex could I get? How much pussy could I get? As soon as I get paid, you go to the pub. You'd also get a bag of weed, and it's literally getting stoned and drunk literally every single weekend. That was kind of like for a good 3 year period. So 22 years old, man, I was even saying, I can't believe I'm still fucking alive. That was
Wow.
literally what I was saying at 22 years old.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
but then it got to a point where I was, yeah, look, I wasn't drinking as much. I wasn't, on the weed as much. But it got to a point where I'm just like, I can't fucking keep doing this anymore. So I started going to the gym a little bit more often. And that's where it all kind of started because, when I started going to the gym, I started changing. You started getting a little bigger, your confidence improves, and then you start getting attention from, the opposite sex. For me, it was okay. Well, I don't need the alcohol, and I don't need to get on the weed and stoned all the time.
Hmm.
I still wanted the pussy though. I still wanted to have as much sex as I could. And I was
Most
hoping the body
guys.
was going to do it. But to your point, 22 years old, I had I was the furthest from having it figured out. The furthest. Like there was absolutely no way that I knew. I was just going through day by day. All I wanted to do at 22 years old was still have fun. I
Yeah.
just still wanted to be that kid who didn't. And the interesting thing is, I didn't want to take responsibility for my own actions. I didn't want
Right.
responsibility. I just wanted to. I just wanted to party. Like that's literally what I wanted to do at 22 years old. And I think if I stopped doing that, would have been about 24. I went, I can't fucking keep
Wow.
doing this anymore. So that's when
Wow.
the alcohol stopped and started getting into the gym a little bit more. I did my first show, 27, 28. So yeah. And that was when I think they would have been, like I'm talking 30 years ago now, 28, 29 years ago when I got into the fitness game. Yeah, I was 28 years old, 27, 27 years old, 28 when I
Wow.
actually went, that's it, can't keep doing what I'm doing. And I was working for Coca-Cola back then, fixing, in the bars where they've got the guns and they've got the premix.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I used to install and fix that shit in New Zealand.
Oh wow, bro.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. So
cool.
that's so when you kind of have a look at what I did, and I was really fucking good at it too. I was really good at it. Like they paid me well. And then I moved in
Aaron showing up in the Coca-Cola uniform, bro, with the
Coca-Cola
hat and
uniforms,
everything,
bro.
man.
Yeah, fixing the old Coke dispense machines
Dig it.
yeah, fixing all that stuff. Then I moved into bars and I started fixing their post mix. And then I started doing compliance. So my job was to go around these fucking really popular, expensive bars in Auckland, New Zealand. And I used to be the one to prime all the machines, get all the levels right, and make sure that, the strength of the Coke was how it was, the temperature. I went and did all the
Crazy,
compliance.
dude.
So I went from a repair guy going around to making sure that, all right, is this set up how it needs to be set up? And if it's not set up, get a serviceman to come in and fix it. So, yeah, I went right through. But that wasn't my passion. The money was good.
Mm,
And look, we're talking
mm.
30 years ago, bro. 30 years ago, I was on $50,000 a year. It was 30 years ago.
Wow. And that's good back then,
That
bro.
was
I mean, call
good
it what
money,
it
mate.
is, right?
Yeah, yeah, good money. And I just went, no, I can't keep doing this anymore. So, yeah, 27 years old, I quit my job and went and did a gym instructor role. Great thing is, but it's still 27 years old. I still hadn't figured it out. I still didn't know. Look, yes, I was in a serious relationship. At the time, it was my ex-wife, soon to be wife, and then ex-wife. But all goes back to right from I probably didn't figure out what I needed to figure out until I was closer to 40. And this is after a
Well,
divorce. This is after a child. This is after I fucking nearly lost everything, nearly
crazy.
bankrupt. And we have gone through all of that. I still didn't fucking figure it out. I still didn't own my shit. I still didn't go, you can't keep fucking living your life this way. So
I
when
love this.
people, and we're seeing a lot of these young kids, 21, 22, 25 years old, that are making their $1 million. It's like, dude, you're still a fucking kid. You haven't
You're
even
still
lived
a
life.
kid.
You got no idea. Just because you got $1 million in your bank doesn't mean you got it figured out, you know?
And I want to, man, Aaron, that's so good, dude. That's so good, right? Because you think about the levels to this, right? And just like you called it out, right? You're making good money. You're working for Coca-Cola, which again, I worked for Pepsi,
Mm.
straight out of high school as a warehouse guy. I was a loader, and that was good money for me back then, man. At 19 years old, I was an overnight guy, so I worked the night shift, and dude, you don't really think you have it figured out then because you're just coming out of high school, right? But once you hit your 20s, right? Once you get 21, it's a status, right? I can go to the bar now. I can drink, I can party, I can legally do everything that I want to. So you all of a sudden think you just get this pass and you just the world is yours. Well, it is, but that usually means dumb decisions, right? You just starting
Oh,
to, like you say, in the bars 4 days a week,
fuck yes.
right? And the thing is, Aaron, I'll tell you right now, man, same thing. I was a young parent. Like you say, married, divorced right away. You get into the mid 20s where you're like, okay, I made it through that. I should have it figured out now. I'm good. I'm gonna, now I'm 25. I should have it all done, right? We should be good in good shape. Thing is, Aaron, you're still developing, right? And so my first um I guess my first response to the mid 20-year-olds that don't know whether or not they're doing good or bad, or even, I know a couple of Jaden's friends that are just turning 21, man, and I'm like, you know what? Don't rush it. Don't let life come to you. Don't feel like you got to have it figured out just because you're around a bunch of old heads that might have a little bit more money than you. You realize it didn't just happen overnight. And yes, you're going to be successful even in your 30s, right? But just remember there's still levels to you growing your mindset, and it doesn't just happen. And just because you hear everything on the internet doesn't mean it's all true. Don't listen to everybody that you meet, right? Look at their behavior, look at their actions. So that's kind of, my response to that, Aaron. But I'm going to tell you right now, bro, level one, I believe, is your 20s. Because level zero, dude, is 0 to 18, right? That's your parents, dude. Your parents are floating the bill
Yeah.
on everything, right? They're making sure you're good. So I don't even consider that a level. I think that's just you getting spoiled for 18 years
Been lucky.
by your parents. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I say your mid 20s or your late 20s are that level one. When you hit 30, dude, and I remember listening to a lady who was elderly in the job I worked in, and she was like, when you hit 30, it's different. And I remember going, okay, that's when I'll make it. So when I got into my 30s, I was like, I'm good. But guess what I was still doing? I was still partying.
Same
I
shit.
was still hanging out. I was still drinking. I was still doing all the things, dude, because I thought, oh, I can do this now because I'm 30.
Mm.
So talk to me about your 30s, Aaron. What happened there, bro?
I, well, moved to Australia 28. Um, moved to Australia in 1998. I We got married 99, 2000, had a child 2001. And 2001, I actually bought my own business. So it was a corporate gym. So, and it was
Wow.
great. Yeah. And I thought, fuck yeah, this is exactly what I wanted. Awesome. Now I can really work my ass off and I can provide and I can build something. I can build an empire. I can build, the dynasty, the dynasty that we all want, multiple businesses. And it was going really well. Like the first 6 months was just fucking off the charts. I think when I got in there, I pretty much nearly doubled the business within the first 3 to 6 months of going in there as far as clientele. But then again, things turned to shit. Like they wanted to kick us out of the facility we were in, so I had to find my own facility. But again, in a business, that was a level up for me. So I found my own facility. I had to fit it out, and it was fucking cool. And then I doubled the business again. And it was all great until I fucked it all up. And I'm going to be real. I had an affair with one of the members. And as soon as
Wow. And how
yeah,
old are you at this point?
I was I was about, like, what year was this? This would have been around about 2005. So 2005, 20 years ago. So yeah, I was about 35, 36.
35? 35. Listen up, people. This is a thing, right? It's levels, Aaron. I appreciate you getting so vulnerable, man. Talk us through that. I mean, like I said, that's epic, dude. 35 years old, you think you got to figure it out, and then look what
Yeah,
happens.
35 years old, buying a brand new car, bought a nice luxury car for my wife, and money was good. Money was real good back then, I think would have been, yeah, 6 to 12 months before everything turned to shit. I was making about 250,000 dollars a year. So,
Whoa, Aaron.
and again, we're talking
Wow,
20 years
dude.
ago. 20 years ago, when you were an owner operator making, up to 200, $250,000 a year. I mean, that's pretty good stats. Um, but the worst thing was I was spending a lot of time at work, and me and my ex-wife back then, we just grew apart. We grew apart. We lost touch. And what I know now, communication is fucking important. We just didn't communicate. Like
Mhm.
I just didn't have those conversations because I was so, again, the one-dimensional man, so fixed on business.
Yep.
That was all I was talking about. And yes, I did train a little bit, but I wasn't looking after myself as much as I should have. The relationships went to shit because all I wanted to do was just work the business because, hey, I was making the money. And, when you're
Wow.
from that emotional immaturity, it's like I had the money, I had the business, I was successful, everything was fucking sweet. I had it made. Mate, your relationship was turned into shit. Like
Wow.
your relationship was about to end. You then became had an emotional affair with one of the members, and then it turned into sex. But again, it didn't. And it was really bizarre. I mean, I'm going to be straight up here. So like all it was sex. Like I didn't even kiss her. That's really where it was. It was like
Wow.
I just wanted to dump my load. Like
Hmm.
that's that, and that kind of felt like everything felt okay. But cutting a long story short, I got caught out by the franchisor. The franchisor went, "No, that's it. Don't want you part of the organization."
Whoa.
And having a $150,000 business that I could have sold it for like 150 grand, I got $15,000 for it
Wow.
because the owner had final, well, the franchisor had final say in who was to buy the business. So it didn't matter who I bought in. He was saying no to anyone who was even willing to spend even 80 grand on the business. So I walked away with 15 grand,
Mm-hmm.
literally went through separation, and divorce was a few years later. So I lost my business, I lost my income, I lost nearly everything I had and my family and my marriage
Bro.
at 36 years old.
Bro, level two, man, is just holy
Yeah.
crap. I mean,
So
that's
36,
wow.
yeah, yeah, and then from there, it's like I think I got myself together after about a year or two. So I would have been around about maybe 37, 38. It was like, the whole fuck, I'm single again. Yeah, let's
Hmm.
go.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guess what? You're shifting into third gear now, Aaron.
No, it wasn't even third gear. I went back to fucking first gear again. Like she was stupid fucking idiot. Went back to
Mhm.
first gear, trying to chase the pussy, having a little bit of validation. That's all I was seeking, but I had nothing going for me. I hadn't sorted my shit out. So
Wow.
yeah, like I really didn't have a job or whatever job I had, I fucking hated. It was just about the money. Like I didn't care. Like I didn't even, and I think when you're talking about the levels, when you start to get to level 3, level 4, you start to realize who the fuck are you?
Who are you? And Aaron, just real quick, man, did you have quality relationships? And I'm talking
Nah.
like, did you have any mates? Did you have any bros that you could talk to? And also answer me this. What was your energy like back then when you would talk to people? I'm not saying you were meeting a bunch of people. I'm just saying when you talk to people, where was your headspace at?
Interesting question.
Were you kind of scarred where you were kind of bleeding all over people, meaning you were just like, yeah, I don't want to talk to you, you're kind of a dick, you don't know anything about me, or were you
No,
like a victim?
no. Well, there was an element of the victim in there. There was an element of the feel sorry for me. So it's kind of
Yeah.
like looking for a lot of sympathy. Um, but there was no one around me going, dude, you're fucking better than this. Like, pick yourself up. Let's fucking go. There was no one around me at that time that was doing that.
Were you speaking to your parents at that time, Aaron?
Nah, fuck all. Nah,
No?
I mean that
Really?
was it.
Okay.
That was a tough thing. Like when I realized, that I needed to have a better relationship with my parents. I was lucky to speak to them maybe once every 3 months.
Wow.
And as a parent, when you've got your kids that don't want to talk to you for
Doesn't
like
that
three
destroy
months at a
you?
time, that fucking hurt. But I didn't realize that until, 3 or 4 years before my father passed away. So again, we're
Wow.
talking about another 10 years before I realized,
Man.
holy fuck, stop being an asshole. Like, what fucking kind of son are you? So it's taking me up till 40 to 45 years old. What the fuck are you doing?
Mm. Man, Aaron.
And then 55, like now 10 years later, 55, I'm still going, bro, sort your shit out. Because there's
Yes.
levels to it. Because then you find out more. You find out more trauma. Like with the expansion, you just,
Mm.
unveiling more, unraveling more stuff. You're just unpacking more shit. Like it's a never ending. But I think also you need to have a look at it, go that, all right, we've all got two choices. We can either look at it and go, okay, I need to face this. I need to step into the fire. Or you look at it and go, that's all too fucking hard. And you just continue to Groundhog Day, the same fucking shit.
Yeah.
You're not going to get anywhere in life. And when you don't get anywhere in life, you just give up.
Ah, bro, man, you're speaking to the listener, you're speaking to me big time, man. And I just love it that you packaged it into such a vulnerable story for everybody to listen to because I feel like, dude, now people can resonate with what you're saying, right? It's not just about you need to go do this, bro. I mean, I look at the young men today and I just want to give them grace because I'm like, look, you just got to realize there's levels to it. You're not going to know everything at 21 years old. Even if I sit here and teach you, you still got to live it. It's like that old saying, there's tread on the tire. You got to get tread on the damn tire. That tread has to burn off naturally. You can't speed it up. You get brand new tires on your car, Aaron. They don't wear off by one drive, right? It's levels, dude. And I love Aaron. You
Unless,
hit it, man. That was so good, bro, because
unless you're that type of guy that just wants to continually do burnouts.
right, exactly. But what does that lead to, Aaron? Just like what you're talking about, man. There's all those dumb decisions that you make as a
Yeah,
result of it,
yeah.
right? So the burnout part of it is how quickly can I get my instant gratification, or how quickly do you want everything to crumble? And Aaron, your story, dude, is so damn good because this actually gives hope to those men that are 35 years old and they're like, I don't have it figured out. You're not supposed to.
No,
I don't know. I don't know, dude. I don't know where people think that there's a certain age where you should have it figured out. I'm sorry, dude, but every single day we're figuring this shit out. And you and I are, I'm about to be 50 and you're 55, right? So it's like, dude, you never arrive at a moment where you're like, I have it all figured out.
no,
And if you
no.
do, guess what? You're not learning anything new, and therefore you're
Yeah,
living Groundhog Day every day,
yeah, yeah.
right?
I'm
So,
100% a firm believer. If you keep waking up every morning in gratitude and waking up and going, I still don't have it figured out, then that's a good fucking place for you to be.
oh, dude, it's a great place, Aaron, because you know
Yeah,
what it does, man, is it humbles you where you're like, okay, I want to learn something new.
yeah.
I'm not a know-it-all. Yeah, I have some knowledge that I can give, but I'm not a know-it-all, and I'm definitely willing to humble myself enough to take new facts and new knowledge from people that I see that are doing well or where I want to be.
Yeah,
Aaron,
boy. All right,
woo,
quick fire.
woo.
There's a little bit of a life story in
Good
30 minutes,
man.
guys. Dude,
Hey, before we go, Aaron, how'd that feel, dude? How'd that feel sharing on this? You've never shared this on the pod with me.
I've never shared it on the pod. You know
I
what?
feel like there's some heaviness going on that you're releasing right now,
There's
Aaron.
Look, as far as some heaviness, I think what it is like I've got to a point now where I own everything. I own all I've done. So
That's when it
there's
happens, Aaron. That's
yeah,
when the magic
and that
happens, bro.
oh man, you would know when you all of a sudden you start to own it and you can easily just share the story, and it's just like, and then you replay that story and you hear yourself talking, you're like, holy fuck, did I was that actually me? Fucking dumbass.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And
but
imagine
that's
everybody else listening going, wow, that's me. Or that could be me if I'm not careful, right?
yeah.
Dude, you're just hitting some people right now, which I love.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think it's a story that I really want to share about the I don't live with many regrets, and there's a lot of people that say you shouldn't live with regret, but There's a couple of things that I've done that I'm like, you fucking idiot, you shouldn't have done that. Like having an affair being one of them, and that's just a bit of a low life. So I'm not, I'm certainly not, recommending that people go down that path. But it does teach you a little bit more about yourself later on in life. That's for sure.
Well, bro, it's part of your history. It's part of your journey, man. Like you say, you don't recommend it, and I hope everybody that's listening took a lot of value from Aaron today. Because, bro, whoo, man, that's exactly what I wanted to talk about today, man. So, oh, I love that, man. I love that.
Well, there you go. That's I think part one. There's going to be more. There's so much to both mine and John's life, and you guys, if you hang around, I'm sure you'll be hearing a lot more about the stuff and the stories that we've got up to. But the lesson is, it's like it's never ending. It's never ending, and you guys need to. We all need to look at it and go, okay, I've still got so many more years ahead of me, and there's so many more good things to come. So that's all I got to say on that one, brother.
Another and one of the most fire episodes of Focus Warrior, bro. Man, I'm so grateful to be here with you, bro. Guys, share the show. You're gonna want to put this one on repeat. Aaron dropping major gems. Love you, brother. Thank you so much, bro, and see you guys next week.
Thank you, guys. Love you, brother.